We are so back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Better, more than ever, and better than ever. Like just everything all at once is combined. We got crispy audio back, new cord purchased. We've got a all black fit going today. We've got schoolwork rocking, good grades that I've gotten last week. And like everything's coming together. Everything's all like going to the singularity point where I just feel great with everything. I just feel so happy and content with all the progress that's been going on lately. And today with Target Muscles Day, we're looking forward to that heavy bench press at the very end. But first, we got a lot of different muscle groups to hit. I feel like I've been waiting on a bunch of stuff. I've been waiting on a bunch of like finalized grades. I've been waiting on a bunch of different just measures of progress, just different like things, different video titles, different scripts I've been writing, different things that I've been having to do. But today is a good day for everything. I want to get a good workout, and then I want to get a pretty decent meal, try to keep it as healthy as we've been doing, getting healthier and healthier as we grind towards this summer, trying to show off as much muscle mass as possible after we've been building for a couple months, nothing huge, and then yeah. That's kind of what the plan is looking like right now. Everything has been really good on the YouTube front. Everything's getting really good on the school front. So it just feels like this summer is going to be like kind of a new era, a new like section of grind that I'm very excited to embrace. But I'm also focused on the now. I'm focused on the fact that it's already freaking April. It kind of seems impossible to believe how fast 2025 is spreading its wings. But yeah, I'm establishing a lot of new great stuff this year. And I want to keep that going, so let's see how far into everything we can get. Okay, my forearms are absolutely pumped up to shreds right now. It's kind of hard to show on camera with all this lighting, but they are pretty actively getting big. First that I was able to manage it all the way through, which is definitely an improvement compared to what I've been doing before. And then second set, I almost got it all the way, only dropped it once on second and third set. So it's pretty steady improvement. That's also partially because I'm doing it first, but still at the same time, I'm happy with how things are going. So let's move on to next part of it. Okay, back extension is next. It's pretty loud in here today, but I'm kind of thriving off that energy that keeps everybody going today. Back extension is pretty straightforward. I kind of did a weight increase on this last time I did it. Last time I was doing target muscles, so it's at 170. I was able to handle it almost for 12 last time I did it. Today I'll have to kind of like judge. I'll kind of have to see how far along I am, but I think if I just like walk in and make sure my back's well equipped for it, I should be able to handle it pretty straightforwardly. Okay, all 10 basically completed as best as I possibly could. Even though I feel like I didn't have complete back stability on that, I still feel like lower back kind of singing to me, kind of letting me know where the hurt is. I moved the thing up so my knees are a little bit more bent. I can actually get myself well into the back pad this time. I didn't set the feet like I should have the last time I did it, so this set should be a lot more better, a lot more intensity with it. Okay, well that's entirely too close. Maybe I'll move it down one. Okay, now it's good. Now we should be fine. That one was really good. I felt like I was pushing to my max rather than just kind of like doing to do it. All right, last set of this bad boy. Now that I know like the setup a lot more with the heavier weight, I feel like I'm a lot more confident. You know, back extension is definitely one that I've like added. Maybe back in December I added it, maybe November, and it was something I wasn't fully confident in like going up in weight with. But you know, it's now that I've gotten a lot more adjusted to it, it feels like a lot more straightforward. It feels like I can actually handle what I'm doing, where I'm not just like doing it for the sake of doing it. Like I actually feel my lower back growing, my core getting stronger as I'm setting up squats. So yeah, there's definitely benefit in it. So last set. Okay, 12 all 3 sets. Really tired me out near the end, but those are good reps. 50s for 11 is what's lined up next. Last time I did this exercise, I managed to do it for 10 for the 50s, and I had to slow it down to the 45s. What I'm wanting to accomplish like this time is to try and grind out that last 11th rep before I move back down to the less weight with the 45s. You know, that's the whole goal is really to just like try to keep the volume matched with the weight increases that I can do for my shoulders. So let's really push this so we can get all 11. Whew, managed to get all 12 for the 50s. That was pretty wild. I'm gonna set these down for a second. Make sure I don't go too hard. I'm gonna drop down to 45 just to be safe, but that was good. Okay, 45 for 12 should be super manageable now that I've actually gotten 50 for 12 at the very beginning. But I'm just wanting to really control the movement and keep up, you know, that slow, gradual upward exponential growth with shoulder press, because shoulders is a hard one for me. It's kind of a hard exercise to balancing, at least in my case, but I'm hoping that kind of controlling it in this way will, you know, I'm not trying to skyrocket my progress before I know I'm ready. I know I can hit 45, so why don't I just train that super effectively until I can get 50 all 3 sets. So 45s, let's go. I felt like a burn in my shoulders. It was really just because of the density of what was going on. It wasn't like I pulled anything, but oh man, that's unreal, the level of stress on it. All right, I want that burn again. I want the absolute most pressure I can pack on within reason before I move on the bench. I mean, I've just been all over the place with the workout today. It has not gone how I write it in my routine, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good workout. I've said it before, I'll say it again. switching up stuff in your routine is always good in my book, as long as you hit everything, as long as we're not skipping. You know, it's one thing to readjust, do things a different way for variety or because you want to do different muscle groups first, but it's completely another thing entirely if you just swap out stuff. We don't do swapping out stuff around here. We do changing up the routines, maybe splitting up the workout a little bit now, a little bit later on in the night, but today we're getting everything all in one go, one foul swoop. Whew. 10 good reps, 10 good reps. Can we grind out 2 more with this? 2 more. Alright. A complete and thorough pressing movement. Definitely makes it warranted to move on to bench. So, I'm basically confident that I can do 185 for 3. And I want to keep pushing my limits with 185. But at the same time, don't have a spotter today. And there's not enough people in the gym. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Everyone's doing cardio. There's not really anyone to ask. So, we're going to gun this 2 full complete reps, and then not go for that third one just in case. Pretty sure I can hit it. I've hit it before without like a huge spot, but for the caution of safety, we're doing it a little bit differently today. I'll go ahead and set up my same way as normal, get my core set and everything, and we'll be ready to rock. And we'll go down, we'll do a little bit more volume on the less weight today. Yeah, I did not feel confident without a spotter. My shoulders were already a bit pre-fatigued with things. It humbled me quickly. I do not want to do this without a spotter. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit it later on during the week, but definitely err on the side of safety. I'm not trying to die by bench. All right, getting my confidence back. Once you drop the weight down by about 20 pounds, it makes a difference, at least in my head. I mean, I've been able to get 195 for a 1 rep max lately, so it's not necessarily that 185 is fully intimidating to get for multiple reps. It's just without the assurance of a spotter. It's a mental thing. And if I really worked up my mental, maybe I could get it, but I've been humbled so many times in the past by bench, and I'm past the point. It's well past my body weight now. Once it gets past your body weight, get a spot, just straight up. If you don't have enough body weight to bounce it up off you, that's when it's time for a spot. So that's what we're going into. This same setup as before, but more assured confidence. Four clean strict reps of that. I wanna get a little bit more, but my arms feel a little off kilter. We're gonna go for that one more time. Try to get about 2 or 3 more reps out of me. All right, 6 reps. I'm happy with that. I'll take that. You know, I need to check my log, see what it actually was, and the last time I was doing it, but that was good. It felt like a good pull on my chest. 155. 155. Now, this homies, is where Rock Lee's ankle weights fly off and kick up some sand. This is where chains, you're kind of unshackled by the idea of like, oh, I don't have a spotter, this might limit me. This is not like, oh, if the bar falls on me, it'll crush me. This is to the point where, you know, it might hurt, but you'll be able to push it off, meaning you can push past that failure that's pre-established in your head. It's easier to break the mental barriers when the physical ones aren't there. That's just like, that's a bar. That's straight up. That's what it is. That's just kind of the rule you kind of have to subside by. But now I'm fully confident in just going all out, 8 to 9 reps, maybe even a 10 to 12 if we're feeling a little extra endurance-y. Some tweaking in my elbow, some tweaking in my left elbow. It's not what you want to feel in the middle of doing this, but try to get 2 more reps. Okay. Oh no. 9 to 10 reps. It's about what's expected. 1 more rep, pushing everything out. Last set to pour into bench before I finish up the workout with some lateral raises. You know, nothing uniquely special. Same push that we were doing before. Just, you know, overloaded. I like 4 sets of bench. I like 4 sets of squats. Just straight up. Okay, max energy. I like what I gave to that, even if it's not as consistently pushing as the other sets have been. All right, last little bit of the workout. 24 pounds has been kind of this big thing to conquer. Last time, it was a weight increase that I didn't do too great with, at least like setting my core wise. I marked it down on my log as set your core better and focus on the parallel. focus on getting my arm like all the way up as much as possible. So that's what I have to focus on this time, is really like staying as static as possible through the movement and really like pushing things all the way to the extreme, pushing things all the way to the top. So that's what I'm working on this workout. It's just to get things as steady as possible and keep the 3 sets of 8 that I had before. I want to work my way up to 12 eventually, but for now, it just kind of has to be this static benchmark. So I'm going to hold here right in the middle of where everything is. Just pull straight up. Whew. It's a lot on my elbows. 3 more, 3 more. Oh, man. Whew. This is going to be a lot of strenuousness on this exercise. Three more again, 3 more again. Come on, come on. Man, not good reps at all on that left one at the end, but you got to start somewhere when it comes to working on the weight increases. Okay, can I keep my core stable enough to get good reps of this, or will I have to go down in weight? That's the next question on my mind. There's clearly an emphasis on my elbows because I've been tweaking them, so it definitely shows that there's room for improvement in that area of my arms. Elbows, you know, I'm not super knowledgeable on how to train them, so I'm gonna have to look up a bunch of different things regarding how I can bring that up for my bench, for these lateral raises, for everything that I'm doing. But for right now, I'm just trying to see how much can I push with this before, you know, the latter part of this set, and most likely last set, will have to be toned down in order to like make sure I can get that parallel all the way out. So let's see how that goes. Nope, just 4 reps of that. Whew. Okay, let's tone that back. Let's tone that back to a place where we can actually do it effectively. Let's switch to left one real quick. I'll go ahead and do 4 reps of 24 on the left arm too. I'm not really sure how I got it other than like just pure cheating, honestly. Yeah, that is a massive increase. That warrants going down a lot on it. 4 more strict reps of this. Okay, that's good enough for those right. Let's finish the rest on the left. Come on. Okay, yeah, we're not getting anywhere on that. The arms are purely fatigued. We need to reassess what we're doing on this one. Well, with how much of a form Nazi I am, with how much I want to like make sure my form's as stringent and strict and well-oriented as possible, I'm not displeased. It's not like I'm completely like beating myself up over what I've been doing, but going up in weight it's a whole lot less pretty than I'd like. It's a whole lot more scrappy. I mean, this workout in general has been pretty scrappy. It's kind of been lopsided. I was really happy with my progress with shoulder press and other things, but bench without a spotter, this trying to go up in weight and not having the best form, it's crucial. It's crucial to look back at yourself in those ways and actually like realize, identify, okay, there's a problem here, there's really good stuff here, and where am I lacking? Today I'm noticing elbow tweaks down here on the lower bit of the arm. What's not getting trained down here? What's this deficit in strength compared to the rest of me? That mind-muscle connection. I've been stressing, I talked about it in the last video. I talked about it like all these different places because mind-muscle connection, like MMC, it's always there. You always want to prep that. The more you know, know thyself, basic psychology stuff. You need to understand what's going on with your body if you are to make those massive improvements. And today, I'm noticing a lot of stuff. I'm really feeling that connection more than I have other days. So, dropping it down a lot to 17 and a half. And it's still probably going to be hard getting it for all 8 reps as strict as possible. But no matter the glamour, no matter how difficult it is, we want good, clean reps. That's what grows your body. Not the flashy 1 rep maxes, not the crap downstairs where I'm failing, getting 185 only for 1. I'm happy with that, but at the same time, it's not where the growth is. The growth is, okay, do multiple reps. You're straight up, more volume, you're doing more stuff in general. That's where growth happens. So let's get that volume. Good, 8 reps. 8 more. Okay. Good form there at the end. Good form. See, that's how you make it up. That's how you really are not cutting any corners. I'm saying as strict as possible, and my body is not really liking it, but that's why I like doing it with cables more. Cables keep you accountable. Keeping yourself accountable, letting the cables keep you accountable, it's a lot better than haphazardly doing it with dumbbells and swinging with your body. So let's cut to our car talk. Much later on at night, post lift, everything's kind of like gone to a standstill. Everything's pretty straightforward with the lift today. There wasn't necessarily anything that was out of place. I felt good after my shower. Got chicken. Whoa, excuse me, having hiccups. Chicken, broccoli, and baked potato tonight, and also, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a lot of hiccups. Excuse me, guys. And I had a lot of extra water as well. So dinner was pretty good tonight. All things considered, the lift, like, I always try to say like the lift was good because anytime that I lift, I always feel good. I always feel like the energy from it, and I feel like the progress is progress. But at the same time, there were setbacks tonight. There were things that weren't completely straightforward. There were things like bench being okay, but not exactly what you would want for like a pure progress standpoint. And that was kind of the same situation with lateral raises, to be honest. It was both of them I was going like heavier on, and since I either didn't have a spotter or was just trying to push myself too far, they weren't as straightforward as, normal. It wasn't the same type of thing as it usually was, or as it was compared to last time. So, definitely setbacks, but at the same time, other parts of the movements were moving. I mean, leg press, outstanding. Shoulder press, same same type of thing. Much better than I thought it would be. Just like really, really good stuff going on tonight. There's a car in front of me. I don't know if he has any idea of what he's doing, but yeah, everything was. I felt like everything was working in tandem tonight. But outside of the lift, it feels like the grinding is almost at this standstill period of like uncertainty. It's towards the end of the semester. It's towards the time when finals are really, really going to pick up. So it just is. It's demanding all the last bits of my effort going into these final semesters. So school itself is definitely physically demanding. Definitely wanting as much out of me as I'm wanting to give at the gym. But over the summer, I've said it plenty of times, like the plan still remains for me. The plan still remains to, focus all of my effort into making great YouTube content and trying to work throughout the summer, be able to pay my way through school, stuff like that. Pretty standard early adult type activities. A lot of people, it's kind of interesting because a lot of people have different pipelines. Once you reach adulthood, once you reach high school even, pipelines and pathways start splitting off. People enter the workforce early, some people drop out, some people end up like starting families, having kids and stuff like that. There's nothing abnormal about that in the high school days. But as you reach past that, as you hit college and stuff gets real. That's when people split off. That's when like the group you grew up with, it's not really there. It's not that staple anymore. It doesn't mean they're gone forever. It doesn't mean you can't stay in contact with the people you want to stay in contact with. But it does mean like there's not that certainty. It's not like you're going to walk into class every day and be like, oh, there's my boy Cody. What's up, Cody? Like, Cody's going to go off and he's going to, he might start his own business. He might settle down and have a family. He might get into some hard drugs, or he could become like an overnight success story billionaire. He could win the lottery. Like, people's lives change so much once you reach that threshold of like, hey, I'm not a kid anymore. And it gets even like furthered by the fact that sorry, I'm losing my train of thought through my hiccups. It gets even further through the fact that like life can change in an instant. You can have just like one moment and it alters everything. You can get into a bad car accident. You could you get poisoned by, some heinous people. You could get, I was going to say poisoned by like random allergies or stuff that you discovered. I don't know why I made it sound more sinister, but like, yeah, that's a possibility. You could get mugged. You could get like shot on accident. Like, there's so many different random potentialities. It's almost why people feel scared and feel more safe just kind of huddling at home and seeing the same few people they know they're around, and people don't like to go out as much. Myself included, I've never been the type of person to party or seek crazy new experiences. It's something I want to change. It's something I'm kind of trying to change about myself, is being able to be more sociable, be able to experience, those fears more head on, because getting out and exploring, uncharted territory, there's always that sense of danger. There's always that lost sense of comfort. But breaking out of that comfort zone is where you get the most type of substantial growth, where those experiences are going to be crazy. And it's just opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is all over everywhere. You just kind of have to sense it. We play those odds every day. We play the opportunity of cost of what is going to help me the most for my survival, subconsciously. But we're past the point where it's hunting and gathering. It's not like that. We're to the point where it's like, okay, what is the opportunity of cost of skipping the gym today? I'm not going to get as many gains, but I'll be able to chill. I'll be able to eat some of those good old chocolate chips that I got on deck, and I'll be able to watch some YouTube or catch an episode or two of that Netflix series I'm binging. I was like that a couple weeks back, watching some different Netflix series, watching some Amazon Prime shows. I'm trying to limit myself on that stuff because, you know, it's important to have ways to unwind. It's not important to just give in to random vices for the sake of it. If there's something out there that you're really, really into, you really, really want to do it. Don't stop yourself from doing it. Don't limit yourself, but don't just mindlessly consume stuff without like a point. Like if your buddy was recommended a show or something and you didn't really want to watch it, but you kind of wanted to watch it to stay updated on whatever's going on, and you're just kind of like halfway watching it during the day, you're not really enjoying it, all that kind of thing. Like, give things chances, but at some point you got to realize, like, there's mindless consumption everywhere. You got to realize, like, you got to take your life into check in a certain way. You got to see what's important and what's not. And tying that back to what I was talking about earlier, that's just what it is. Life can change in such an instant, and people are constantly weighing like what's valuable and what's not. After you get out of school, like not talking about college school, I'm talking about the school that's legally mandated that everyone goes to. There's not that certainty anymore. It's not like, okay, I'm this kid, I follow along what my parents say and just kind of have my life splayed out in this central pipeline. There is no blueprint anymore. You make your own blueprint, and that is frightening. That is super scary for all kinds of people. It's frightening for me at times. It's just a natural emotional reaction to how difficult the pathway is. It's how it is. There's no avoiding that, and it's interesting to see the different ways people go. I had an original point with going off on the tangent about people's different life paths, but maybe I guess what I was originally talking about is like, that is interesting after this first year of studying for me to be like, where are people at? I mean, I kind of have yet to really see that because I don't interact with as many people as I should. I kind of have limited interactions with people from school days. It's mostly just family and kind of a few tightly knit friends, but yeah, it's something I'm interested to see as I go back home over the summer and kind of get re-antiquated with some of like the hometown staples that I have. It's natural to like that sense of home, to find comfort in the fact of this is where my blueprint was. I'm building my own blueprint. I have cool new things going on right now. I'm not going to say that I don't like what's going on right now, but, you know, I'm forging this new blueprint. There's something new to it. There's something different. And it's cool to go back and see the old way of doing things, you know. It's an interesting time. It's an interesting time for sure. Being young and grabbing the world by its proverbial butt is it's a lot. It's a lot, but the journey is super worth it. And going through all these different struggles, it's worth it in the end. So I appreciate that you guys sticking through this long talk, because I'm just kind of driving along, spreading my thoughts. I don't even know if splay is a word. I've just heard, like, you know, splayed out on the carpet before as a term of phrase. So it's that's in my head right now. But regardless, I appreciate you guys watching me drive around, get all my thoughts just kind of out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.